social scientists. In this lesson, you will be able to transfer your knowledge of how to write an introductory paragraph. In language arts, you've already learned about writing an introductory paragraph that starts big with the background info or context your reader needs to understand your body paragraphs. For example, here's the visual Miss Renicky and Miss Harosh showed you. It's the metaphor of an hourglass. Starting big, delving into your body paragraphs, ending big. In our class in social studies, you have become an expert in studying various sources about ancient Kush. In this claim, if you were to write an essay about ancient Kush, it would sound like this. In ancient Kush, people's lives were very different depending on their social class and gender. We start with these points called your buckets. Bucket 1 or topic 1, upper class people in Kush enjoyed wealthy lifestyles. Bucket or topic 2, despite gender roles, some women became powerful queens. And in bucket or topic 3, lower class people did not have easy lives. Remember, no matter the sources you are analyzing, use the skills of analysis that we've practiced, such as four-corner analysis and asking the 5 W's. You use this to gather or pull out evidence that will support your topic, such as here. This is very different than simply from writing your opinion. So for example here, supporting evidence for your 2 topics. Supporting evidence A, a painting from the tomb of Hui shows royal or upper class traders who are wearing gold jewelry. Notice that comes from my observation skills of the visual. It is not my opinion. I continue. They seem to be bringing gold rings and leopard skins to give away gifts, which means they have plenty to share. Right there is where you are doing more of an analysis and your higher level, deeper thinking, not just your opinion. Supporting evidence B of, again, upper class people in Kush enjoyed wealthy lifestyles. At ports in the Red Sea, merchants traded Kush's goods for luxury items like silk and glass. This supports that the upper class people had access to valuable materials. Again, notice, not my opinion. So for tomorrow's performance task, you are going to do something very similar than this ancient Kush DBQ, but you are going to apply it to your lives today. You will choose a thesis statement or claim. Your choices will be 1. Social structures make life fair for people in society today. Or, social structures make life unfair for people in society today. In a performance task, it's really important to write a strong introductory paragraph so that your reader can get a sense of your claim and argument. This is not meant to be a polished, perfect, well-edited research essay. It's a first draft that needs to be clear and easy to read. For example here, again, remember the hourglass metaphor. The purple, think of that as your big picture introduction to introductory sentences. 2, the gray, think of it as your transition. To 3, your controlling thesis statement, the yellow. In the big picture, which is 2 to 4 sentences, I start with, discuss the topic that you're talking about on a global level. These are more directions of how to write this. What are social structures and how do they affect people's lives? You are setting your reader up to really think about a big idea. What are some comparisons you could make between different time periods or different places? Your transition would be 2 to 3 sentences, and you would do this by zooming in on a specific civilization, such as Kush, or on a specific issue your essay will focus on, such as gender roles, environmental inequality, even racism in schools. Remember your bucketing process, those topics. Last, in your intro paragraph, you present your controlling idea. This is the central idea of your essay. All of your body paragraphs need to fit under this one idea. For example, my controlling idea is, in ancient Kush, people's lives were very different, depending on their social class and gender. And here is what your paragraph, introductory paragraph, would sound like following those moves. Have you ever felt that life is unfair because of race, gender, or poverty? These are some of the social structures or categories that shape our lives today. But why are people expected to have different roles in society, and why are we treated differently? It all started around 5,000 years ago when people began to settle down in cities. Farmers needed a place to keep their food surplus safe, and this led to the creation of jobs such as merchants, soldiers, and officials. Society began to place a different value on each of these social roles, and women became less valued. One of those ancient civilizations was Kush, also known as Nubia. It is located along the Nile River south of Egypt and present-day country of Sudan. We can learn about people's lives in ancient Kush by studying primary sources, such as tomb paintings and sculptures. In ancient Kush, people's lives were very different depending on their gender, class, social class, and gender. In closing, we reviewed how to move from bucketing your topics to beginning to write an introductory paragraph to an essay. This is called a performance task because you don't have as much time as you would on a final written project, like you did in language arts with your United Nations Summit essay. You need to take your skills of sourcing, thinking like a historian, and then apply them into writing. Here is where you hit pause and do your good work.